Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome to the 267th episode of Twisted Strands. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Jeannie, and we are broadcasting not live from Morristown, New Jersey. And yeah, hello. September is here, and I'm having trouble with that because even though it felt like our vacation took a long time to get there, now that it's over, I feel remiss. I want to go back to Cape May. I really do. I don't want to leave that town. No matter how much driving around it makes me want to kill somebody. See my shirt? Yeah. That's how crowds make me feel sometimes. Anyway, like I said, thanks for joining me today. And I want to say shout outs first. Andrea, hi. Nice to hear from you as always. Paulie, yes, I only have one kitty right now. Her name is Cleo, as we all know. And the most we've had is 3. So, yeah, between 2 and 3 cats usually, but we only have 1 right now. Intuit Knit, thanks. Hello. I know you used to have a podcast. I don't know if you still podcast. I'm sorry. I'm way behind in watching podcasts. Patty, good to see your name pop up in my comments on YouTube. Suzette, that's a familiar name. And Enid, thank you everybody for saying hello. That's kind of the way I ask you to support the podcast and all that. It helps me know that at least 6 people are watching. So anyway, not a whole lot of knitting going on. Let me show you my finished object here. I finally finished Cleo's cat bed. And she has gone inside it. Might be due to the fact that I put a lot of catnip in it. But here it is. I used up most of the green in my super bulky stash. And it is a free pattern from Burnett. It's the catnap nest, and it is supposedly an intermediate pattern, but then they also tell you it should take you an hour to make, which we all know the times they give us for finishing something is bullshit, right? We all know that. It doesn't give us the designer's name. And is it intermediate? Would I say this is intermediate? No. I would say a beginner could definitely do this. And it's extremely easy. All you do is you're knitting a closed off tube, and then you smush the parts together, the middles together, and there you go. It's done. And it's very easy to do. It's not, however, going to take anybody an hour. Unless they're Lily Chin or the world's fastest crocheter. I'm still working onto the whips. I'll show you the non-yarny foes in a minute. But just to get onto the whips, I have not worked on this a lot. See, that's how much. About an inch. So, that's the prayer shawl. Let me pull out the information. It is from the book Mystery of the Trinity Shawl, knitting it on size 10.5 needles, I believe, or size 10, I'm not sure. Once I cast on, I usually forget about the needles that I'm using. And here we go. It's Michael Zuravel that designed this, and it's in the prayer shawl companion knitting. Oops. Didn't want to give away the whole pattern. I mean, goodness, you can pause it and get the whole thing. That's stealing. Oh shit, did I just lose stitches? No. So anyway, and that's worsted weight yarn. So that's probably what I'm going to be delving into this week. I haven't done any spinning since we came back from vacation, but I did do a bunch of non-yarny goodness. So let's get on to stuff and junk, shall we? Now, remember when I was bound and determined to finish my beach hut bookmark? I finished it. I still have to sew on the backing. The back is a hot mess and is despicable. But here they all are. Every single beach hut is done and it's adorable. I think it's so cute how it came out. I don't know why, but I do love cross-stitching the bookmarks and the small things. I don't like the huge projects. And again, this is the Beach Huts bookmark by Textile Heritage. Came as a kit with everything I needed. And yeah. And another finished object, which is a really goofy, silly little thing that I've just finished today. And it's one of those heritage kits that you can buy at a museum gift shop. This, where did I put the... Here it is. It's called the Pocket Folk Doll Kit. I picked it up from historic Cold Spring Village, which we didn't go to this year. I just wanted to do other things or nothing. We were more into shopping that day, I guess. Maybe next year. So I picked this up from when I was there at historic Cold Spring Village. It was during the Fiber Festival that I enjoyed so much. So there's a picture of the dolls finished. And they're pretty dorky, but it's so freaking cute. And I got to practice my French knots. So this is French Knot City. Her eyes are French knots, and her hair is French knots. And yes, I took liberties, and I sewed a bit of lace to the bottom, and I gave her a belt because I didn't like how the dress looked on her. So yeah, sometimes I take liberties with the instructions for these things because it's my project, damn it, and I'm going to do it as I want. It's completely hand sewn, and the lace is something that I got from... It is so freaking bright. Let me turn off the light so you can actually see what this freaking looks like. I'm suddenly jaundiced. But there she is. She is adorable. And as you all know, I have a collection of dolls. So this will be one of their dolls. Dolls for the doll. It's a really simple, cute thing to make. I enjoyed this. That was fun. I was so intimidated by doing French knots that I ended up putting it off for a few months. So yeah, speaking of dolls, one second. I did pick up a new one. This is Wild Hearts Club or Gang or whatever, Jace, and I saw her in someone else's timeline, and she is fully movable. She's very movable. I love the points of articulation in her. I like her hair color. Her makeup is a little bit but she's mildly chunky. She has thicker arms compared to a Barbie and thicker legs. So when I saw her in the young lady's time and her freaking skate shoe fell off, dolls. They have a mind of their own, do they? They don't. But anyway, yeah, she's my newest addition. I don't think I'll change a lot, but she will definitely get some outfits from me. So that's my latest doll purchase. And yeah, that's it really. I'm going to continue working on my prayer shawl. I'm going to probably pick up a whip in cross stitch and work on that. And just keep chugging along on those projects, you know. I'm not really reading anything right now. I need to return some books to the library, actually. Oh, I wanted to talk a little bit about books. Duh. I love books. I collect them. I don't always read them, but I collect them. I give them a good home. And this is Hand Sewn, the Essential Techniques for Tailoring and Embellishment. Now, if you're into sewing, this is a good book. If you're into embroidery, this is a good book. And it's by Interweave Press, yes. And it's just got such a wide variety of subjects. Printed in 2013, so it's probably still in print, I hope. But anyway, what's beautiful about this is the wealth of information that is in it. It's got everything from tailoring, stitches. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Stitch selector. And it's got clear directions, decorative stitches, crewel work, which I'm thinking of getting into. I have a few kits. So it's got a wide variety of awesome stitches. You don't have to be a sewist to love this. It's got trapunto, which I've seen. It's got so many interesting, amazing things, and it's got stitching essentials. And let me show you something that really helped me, because I have a wide variety of needles, sewing needles, embroidery needles, crewel work needles, yada yada. Describes how to use, describes all the threads. Just really points out, here we go. Needles and pins. So helpful. It describes the characteristics of the needles and what they're used for, and I really appreciate that. Like a darner. Alright, darner is number 6. Boom. So you see a picture of it, go to it, long with a large eye and a sharp point. Length and thicknesses vary depending on size of darning area and yarn being used. Available in sizes 1 through 9 cotton darners and 14 through 18 cotton darners. Now, what's so helpful about that is if you purchase a sewing kit that was used by someone else, and not every needle's going to be in their little package. So, what do? How do you identify them? What do you decide should be their use? I'm looking for a packet of needles. To no avail, of course. Oh, wait, here we go. See? Not always in their freaking package with the size and the work, style they are. So you're not always going to get this. It's not always going to be obvious, so you can say, alright, I need this kind of needle before you start a project. What am I looking for in my stash of needles and pins? And you can look at that. So, I just wanted to highlight a good crafting book. I like to do that. Next week, I will try and pull out one of my more recent crochet or knitting magazines, and we'll do a review on that. I'm at my 15-minute mark. Alright, well, what else have I been up to? Well, I've been watching a lot more of the American Horror Story, the season that has Coven. I'm almost done with that. It's getting really intense with the storyline. Right now, The Office is on. Parks and Rec, I binge watched that yesterday because I needed a pick-me-up. Oh, I have one more finished object. I was excited about it too. Hold on. Yes, so I have a finished object for you in knitting. This is machine knit. Oh, the cat's right there. I could almost get her. This is machine knit on my Loops and Threads machine. And it's Knit Picks Felici in the Time Traveler colorway. So I decided to do this instead of make socks with it. Isn't it pretty? I am so pleased with how well this knitting machine handles the finer yarns. It really does well. And how did I deal with the tassels? What I did was, when I was getting to the end of the project, I literally just took a book and I wound yarn around it until I thought I had enough, and then I continued to knit the scarf. Hang on, here's Cleo.
I got you.
Oh, I hope you didn't hear that too much. Say hi, my beautiful girl. Mwah. You sweetie. Yeah, I missed my cat so much. Yes, I did. Aren't you beautiful? Say hi.
No.
I'll give her some food. Her bowl is empty. So anyway, yes. Sorry about that intermission. So anyway, yes, I cannot tell you how many rows I did, but it's plenty long for an adult or a child. And it's quite pretty, actually. I thought for a minute that I would hate the colors that it was, because not my usual color scheme. But yeah, I used 2 skeins total for this project, and I'm really happy with how it came out. So if I come upon another couple of skeins of Felici I don't like, I'm going to do that again. It's machine washable, it's delightfully soft, so why not? Wow, I'm glad I figured out that I had forgotten that. Sorry about that. So anyway, that's it for this week, and thank you for joining me. They have a shaving commercial on, and ugh, I don't need that. Yes, so anyway, that's it for this week. I will talk at you next Thursday. And never forget, whenever you're doing crafting, from the simple scarf to an heirloom shawl, you're making the world a more beautiful place. And for that, I thank you. I'm going to be at the New Jersey Sheep and Wool on Saturday. I'm bringing Bridget. I'm not sure if we'll have time to do a podcast, but probably a quick hello like we did for Christmas. Yes, I'm going to feed you soon. I'm going to feed you soon. Not you. Her. Don't lick me, weirdo. Anyway, I'll talk at you next week. Enjoy and happy crafting. Bye.